So I don't know if you guys saw this thumbnail on YouTube. If any of you guys are Legend of Zelda, the Legend of Zelda fan, you big fans of the the little green guy with the little sword goes whatcha, that guy. They released a new one recently, Tears of the Kingdom, which is the sequel to Breath in the Wild, and this guy called Synthetic Man released a 1 hour review of it. It's long. We are not gonna watch 1 hour of review, but what we are going to do is we're going to watch 2 minutes that somebody clipped and put on Twitter for my viewing pleasure. I don't know if the rest of the review is this good, or in my opinion this good. I mean, I disagree with the review, but is this good? Because it's beautiful. Just listen to what he has to say.
And the queen was we'll say dark elf. So despite the fact that the Gerudo are clearly supposed to be like the Middle Eastern inspired race, I guess you could say, but they might even be a different species than Highlands, I'm not sure. They could be like Asari and just take genetic material from Highlands to make more Gerudo, right? But no, now there's actually a lot of Highlands that are various shades of brown throughout the world. And of course, one of the founders of Hyrule set the stage for the entire series, created a wonderful Wakanda-esque utopia, is one of these brown Hylians. Almost literally, we was Kangs and shit. So much for Skyward Sword being the beginning of the series. And to dip into the schizo paint a little bit, the king being a goat man, who are the Zonai people who came from the heavens, is borderline satanic imagery. I have no idea if this is intentional or not, but Japan used to be infamous for putting weird Christian symbolism in anime and occasionally video games. So this could be an extension of that, or again, if you want to take the schizo angle, this is a result of a certain cult organization full of quote-unquote elites that are subtly inserting their propaganda into video games.
Okay, I'm sorry, I gotta stop. Okay, first off, I don't understand how it's we was Kangs. It's a video game. You could just make it up because it's a fucking video game, right? The whole idea about we was Kangs, right, as far as I'm aware, right, is the idea that they're, and I don't know this meme enough, but I know it enough to know that the idea is that there's some people who have this trend of basically saying every single historical figure is black, right? Every single historical figure is black, from Mozart to these painters to all these different people. And so they point to a bunch of historical figures that weren't black and they try to suggest that they're black. Obviously, I don't know the nuance of every single specific case that is being argued over, but that's the idea. But you can't make fun of it as we was Kangs if it's just, if it's a video. They can make it up if they want to say that this is the descendants of the whatever tribe of fucking Gabagool. It doesn't matter because it's a fucking video game, so I don't know how it could be the same. But the other thing here, let's listen to this part again, because this part's beautiful. I love this part. This is my favorite part.
And used to be infamous for putting weird Christian symbolism in anime and occasionally video games. So this could be an extension of that, or again, if you want to take the schizo angle, this is a result of a certain cult organization full of quote-unquote elites that are subtly inserting their propaganda into video games. There's all sorts of little nuggets of wokeness, like Paya now having a giant brown boyfriend who looks like a Giga Chad in comparison to Link, despite the fact she was thirsting for his dick in the last one. Not
Oh, but what the fuck? I'm sorry. Okay. First off, I don't. At first, he says the schizo angle is this to the elites, and so I'm imagining. Oh, so he's mocking it. He's mocking the idea that the elites like manipulated this Japanese video game to make it more, in favor of American social ethics or American social development, in favor of like liking black people or being like whatever the quote unquote woke issue is. But then he just like continues to argue in favor of it anyway. Also, is it just if they're black and they're strong, then it's woke? If they show a black person and they're not losing or they're winning, then it's woke in comparison to Link. And by the way, Link has destroyed like Ganon like a million times over, and he's always bigger and stronger than Link. Does that make Ganon the Giga Chad if Link's the one who beats him every time? I'm just thinking. I mean, he just looks. I mean, is the dude kind of hot? I mean, yeah. I mean, honestly, it's kind of hot. But also, I played Breath of the Wild. Yes, the girl on the left was kind of thirsting after Link, but you would imagine if Link does not engage with this girl based upon that, and we know from this game that Zelda and Link, and I'm sorry, I'm spoiling this for you guys, are canonically boinking, why wouldn't she move on? Is she just supposed to like skip along like Link's feet forever, just hoping that she can get like a rebound once it's all over?
Despite the fact she was thirsting for his dick in the last one. Not to mention the quote-unquote subtle homosexual imagery from Breath of the Wild has been expanded even further in this one, and I already know people are going to say,
What, the homosexual imagery? Oh no, I'm excited. I mean, I'm actually excited. What is the homosexual imagery?
I'm reading into it and no kid's going to see this shit.
What is the homosexual imagery? I'm sorry, I think I saw like there was like a somewhat skimpy outfit. Is that the homosexual imagery? Because that's just being a hoe. That's not being a homosexual. Man can be a hoe. Both a gay and a straight man. Come on, Twitter video. Twitter video so bright. Won't you let me finish this video tonight? Come on. Beautiful. It's these nuts. Haha. Thank you for gender not found. I appreciate it. The homosexual imagery is in his head. Hey man, I also experience a lot of homosexual imagery. It's the cross-dressing. Didn't he do it last game too? And also like cross-dressing has been, wasn't it like cross-dressing in like Final Fantasy VII or like one of those old Final Fantasy games? It was like a very famous like cross-dressing like scene. This has been in video games for a while, like that. And not to mention, cross-dressing isn't necessarily homosexual, even though Link was cute. He was cute. He was cute in that outfit. He was cute.
And no kid's gonna see this shit, but that's exactly how you desensitize people and how you groom them, right? You expose them to things. The vow that each of the new...
Wait, so it's grooming to like, to see anything like somewhat homosexual. And it wasn't even like explicitly homosexual. It's just like vague homosexual imagery, which he showed through two guys holding hands. So showing two men hold hands on camera is now grooming. Okay, understood. Understood. That's grooming. It's interesting that he had all these other criticisms for that one woman, that one character, doinking the one guy because doinking. I'm coming up with all these new words for sex. Doinking that one guy because he was brown. He didn't call that grooming. Is it because that's straight? I mean, it's very explicit that they're doinking. It's also explicit that Link and Zelda are doinking in this game. But that's not grooming. Why is this grooming? Is it because it's gay? And it's not even gay. They just touched.
Sage's takes to Link looks like they're proposing to him. And Sidon, the giant shark guy, people already made a bunch of gay lewd images between him and Link when Breath of the Wild came.
Wait, is it just because he had a ring and that's like a proposal? Because he gave a ring? You've never given like jewelry to your homies before? I unironically gifted a friend of mine a ring last week. I was like, hey, yeah, and you like this ring? He was like, yeah, man, I like that ring. Here you go. It had a little motorcycle tire on it. Gifted it to Igor. What was that gay? Was that a gay interaction I had no clue about? Rings are gay. That is true. Rings are gay. Rings are fabulously gay. Okay, this whole thing is a mess. This whole thing is a stupid mess. Wait 1 second. He responded. I didn't see this. I gotta see his response. I'm too curious what his response could possibly be. Somebody just gift biddies. I got a biddies notification, but I don't see the biddies. Oh, there they are. Trasher Man, thank you for the 100 biddies. Okay. Let's read this. Let's read his response. Looks like my Tears of the Kingdom review got linked on Twitter. And I've got some delusional leftists spurging about my opinions in the comments. Now it's blurred, but I can read it. A great start to Pride Month. I have given a pin of, oh my goodness, of a pin of shame to a totally organic comment. If you'd like to see for yourself. Okay. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. I wasn't charitable enough to one guy getting a ring. I wasn't charitable. This is very gay. This is very gay. I mean, Link is basically on his knees begging for it at this point. Like, when I look at this picture, it's undeniable. I mean, this and the full head, what's the difference? Impossible to imagine. Okay.